You look pretty, Rita.
Thank you. Hey y'all, this is your girl Rita the Ham. I'm here with the wonderful Miss Jheri Bevil for um are we echoing somewhere? Is that me?
I don't know, my phone is disconnected.
Well, we'll figure it out as we
Um,
go. But yeah, we are here again with the wonderful Miss Jheri Bevil from Readjust Your Crown. I'm so excited because she does such wonderful, wonderful work with my babies and just guiding them and helping them especially through this difficult time here that we have now with the pandemic and everything like that. So I just want to thank you once. Well, first off, thank you so much for coming on. As I always say, that I always want to bring on people that I love, that I've been connected with. I've been connected with you for about a year, and I
yeah,
told her then when she connected with my sister, I was like, "You connect with her, so you connect with me, so you stuck with me." So that's just
we
that's just
definitely
what
been
it
stuck. I
that's
love
just what
it.
it is. Most definitely. So again, just so blessed to have be connected with so many different people, and for them to just be able to come on onto my platform and just just give back information, helpful information for various people. It don't matter what you're going through, what's happening. It may inspire you. You may be able to figure out what it is that you're trying to do in your next steps. So again, we have Miss Jheri Bevil from the CEO and founder of Readjust Your Crown. Hey girl, how you doing today?
I'm doing really good. I'm excited to be on the show. I'm excited for you to have me.
Yeah, and it was really important for you to be on here because what the work that you do is so inspiring. And it helps so many, not just girls, but you even mentor young men. You just mentor people, period. So can you give people information on exactly what is Readjust Your Crown?
Real Just Your Crown is a mentoring program that I created. I started in my home. I've always had a passion for helping people, like
Mm-hmm.
overcome the different setbacks that they have in life. So long before I gave it a name, Readjust Your Crown, um, I was helping people. So it just clicked to me around the time that Red Table Talk came out with Jada.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna have a round table with ladies, but my missions were always to help kids. But it was like hard to reach the kids and gather them. Like, how you gonna help the kids if the parents lost? You know what? We helping the
Right.
whole family. And it's just grown from there. Like I put my feet on the ground in my community and other communities. I've been reaching people from all walks of life, men, women, boys, girls. You know, if I can't get them in a group setting, I'm getting them one on one, and I'm just doing what I can, whether it's a referral for a resource for a barrier that you're facing in your life, whatever it may be. And Readjust Your Crown has grown from there. I've created my own curriculum, um, that I go by in the class where we're going to do these 10-week sessions. If it's something where we need to stay stuck on it for 2 weeks because this is a major problem for you, I'm just that person that's going to be there. And like I say, together we're going to get through it hand in hand. So,
Hand. And that's what's most important because I know, like, for a lot of teenagers and things, sometimes they don't feel, sometimes their parents are the problem for them. You know what I'm saying? So they need that
absolutely.
outside resource just to talk to help work through whatever it is that they're going through. Especially with this pandemic, I think a lot. How has it been as you seen with your classroom and things, as far as how they're handling it and how they're dealing with it mostly?
For the teens, for the adults, for us, it's hard. For me
Right.
to go from, well, I was at home doing Readjust Your Crown full time. I went back to work for 6 months, and then I became a full time teacher, a full time mom, a full time wife. So for me, it's hard for me to balance it. So for kids, my son, he's 6. To be a kindergarten, your first year of real school, and to have to sit behind a computer from 8 to 2:30, that's
Right.
a lot. But for the older kids, like the young ladies that I have been mentoring and I've talked to their parents, it's hard. They're not having that social interaction. mommy getting on my nerves, daddy getting on my nerves, my siblings are getting on my nerves. I'm not having that outlet. They're taking more to social media, and social media, if it's not used right, you could fall into a whirlwind of stuff because you're gonna start looking and comparing yourself to what you see out
Mm-hmm.
here in the world.
Right.
Kids, the taunting, just it's a lot, and these kids are not handling it well. I will say, over the course of the past week, I've had quite a few. I've had 3 instances of the youth from 17 to 25 that are having mental health crisis right now. Like the
Mm.
desk is busy and they don't know how to get out these whirlwinds. Like, and sometimes our parents don't know how to help us. Some
Right.
of the things I was going through, my parents ain't know how to help me. Or I didn't even know how to tell them what I was going through. So it's rough.
Most definitely it is. So we have Ronnie in the building, Sarah Bentley. We got Brittany. Thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate you. Again, if you have any questions for Jheri or for me, just go ahead and please make sure you drop them in the comments and we will be very happy to answer. So with now I did what was it? I think it was like last week. You have a new course or a new group that's coming out
Yeah.
starting next week. So can you give us some information on that?
Yes. So I was bothered by a lot of the things that I was hearing from my daughter classmates over
Mm-hmm.
live on the Zoom. I hear other parents talking about things, but I'm that parent that's gonna get down to it. I'm
Right.
gonna be looking at the TikTok pages.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna find the T pages for the school. I'm gonna get down and into what's going on. And the things that I have been seeing, I'm like, oh, we need to reach these kids. So for Readjust Your Crown, I have an umbrella. So my boys are from Boys to Kings. My girls are Pretty with the Purpose. My men are Motivated by Men, and then Readjust Your Crown Women's Group overall. So
Okay.
Pretty with a Purpose, that's for ages 8 to 17. I
Okay.
have a course coming up for them. Open enrollment now. You can find the link on my page. I'll repost it. You can also find it at www.readjustyourcrown.org. This will be a 12-week course. And we will go over those things like the curriculum that I have. So, handling social media the proper way, venting, how this pandemic is affecting you. Believe it or not, in this time, a lot of these young children are facing identity crisis where they're having issues with their sexuality, where it's coming as early as the fourth and fifth grade. These kids are going through those things that we weren't exposed to until high school. These kids are being exposed to it early on.
Yeah.
And I've witnessed it, and I'm like, whoa. My daughter asking me what's a pansexual because one of her classmates said that. I'm like, whoa, where she like transgenders, like 6th grade? I would have never thought. Like, it's rough, and our kids have access to the media, and
Right.
we
And
have
it's
to pay
even worse
attention.
because I remember it at a certain point in time where us as parents as a whole, you had that responsibility to sit your child down and, explain to them as they used to call it when we was coming up, the birds and the bees.
Correct.
So like now that is completely being snatched away.
Completely.
And they're just all of this information and everything that's going on is just being thrown to these children and just causing so much confusion. And then you do have, even in our era, you still have those parents who are they not comfortable just yet talking to their children about pan trans, all these different sexualities. Not only just that, you have them where they might agree or they might not. They might be understanding or they just don't know.
And that's exactly how it hit me too. And I'll be honest, like, I talk about uncomfortable conversations and having uncomfortable conversations all the time. But that was a conversation that was like overly uncomfortable for me because I didn't even understand how to explain it. And the first time we were hit with it was like the second week of school. And
Hmm.
on the Zoom call, this is parents not paying attention. It's two little girls in the same room, like you over your friend house. They're kissing on the screen in school. I'm
Oh,
calling the school, like, do you know what's going on? Like, my kid is being exposed to things that we're not even teaching at home. Like, this is awakening all type of things in everybody's children. And they're like, well, we know, but they didn't really have a hold of it. And it's like, well, let's try to figure it out. But it's rough. And that was the first, like, okay, I got to explain some things. I got to have some conversations. And for anybody, for me, it was uncomfortable. And I'm transparent as it comes. But
mm-hmm.
that was very uncomfortable because even some of the things that I was seeing, like, I ain't never been talking about no pansexual. Like, wait, let me look up all these different type of sexuality things that's out here because I didn't know. So I had to educate myself before even having a conversation with my daughter.
Right. Hey, Dina. Coach L is in the building. Hey, Malaysia. My niece is here.
Oh
Hey,
God.
ladies. Hey, how y'all doing? Thanks for joining. And that's the thing. So even with your coaching, do you have part of the curriculum for this for the adults to help for them to get even more understanding of what's going on for their children?
Yes. So I definitely we go over a part that is like identity and
Mm-hmm.
sexuality issues, and that also comes with sexual trauma because sometimes people experience things that turn them off to the opposite sex. But as parents, we have a parenting portion where sometimes when your kid comes to you in that manner, like, mommy, I like girls or I like boys or whatever, and sometimes parents are like, oh, you don't know what you like. But with being exposed or you don't know what's going on in that child that triggered them, sometimes you have to have that conversation. It may be uncomfortable. Why do you feel this way? Like, let's get to the bottom of it because
Right.
sometimes it could be a trigger. Don't just push them away. Let's talk about it. And in the women's group or men's group, we definitely talk about this. And for the kids, if they open up to me, or the teens, they open up to me and they tell me they feeling this way. Come on, let's see why you think you feel this way. Like, where to disconnect or what happened. So more, yes, I definitely do.
Most definitely. I know from my own experience with raising my niece. It was some years ago. She was I think she was about 11, maybe 10, 11, and I was watching the Oprah show, and they had a whole segment on how in grade school, this was like, so grade school is what K through 8, no, not K through 8, K through 5,
Hmm.
where they were have it was just a problem where kids were getting gonorrhea. And I was like, wait, what?
How?
And this was like grade school, so my niece was like 11. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? Like, what's is this stuff happening in your school? Like, let's have a conversation. Like, like, look, if anything like this is happening, or you see anything like this, you need to let us know. Like, you're not gonna be in trouble, because I know a lot of times kids think that they will be in trouble if they even say anything about that, or just don't know what kids are exposed to at home or what's happening at home. So it was just like having like to 10, you don't expect to be having to have that conversation with the child that you're raising. And her eyes is big, like, what in the world is you coming and talking to
What are
me
you talking
about?
to me about?
But I'm like, look, we we need to talk about this.
And
Hey.
and right now in 2021, like, we have to be honest with ourselves. A lot of the music that we listen to, it talks about sex a lot. A lot of things that they see on TV, it represents sex. Like, it's all out there. Like, don't be afraid of your sex life. Like, it's
Sex
just
and
out there.
drugs.
Sex and drugs is out there. So, and then some households, if the parents aren't taught, ain't no telling what these kids listen to. They
Mm-hmm.
got the older siblings that experiment. I tell my daughter all the time. Sometimes your friend will send you off and tell you to do something that she ain't even did yet.
Mm.
And that's for adults too, because adults, we get sent off sometimes too by your friends because they kind of tell you to, oh, I do it like this, and they not even doing it. So we just have to be careful overall. Like, it's out there, and kids are having sex much earlier than a lot of us in our 30s and our 40s were thinking about. They're sexually active in grade school and talking about it.
Most definitely. Hey mom, my mom is here. She said, "Hey girl, hey mom, how you doing? How you doing, mom?" So also, I just seen that you finished your journal.
Yes, I did. That
Please.
was,
How
that
was that? How was that process?
was, God told me to do it a long time ago, and I wasn't really like listening. But it got down to them last days because it was all in my head. I had already had the curriculum. It was based on a curriculum. It got down to like them last 7 days of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like God was on my back, like, if you don't finish. And I'm like, whoa. And I'm talking about I crammed and I wrote on every section. Like my friend was telling me, "Oh, we submitting you to the Guinness Book of World Records because this is record breaking." Like I was going crazy, like waking up 6 o'clock in the morning, not going to sleep till 2 o'clock in the morning, and doing it over and over and over again. I say, "Back, I'm gonna have me a printed copy of my own book by 6 p.m. on December 31st," and I did it. Like I did
Congratulations.
it. So off to the editor and the publisher, and we'll have them things rolling out and do some book signings real soon.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. Make sure you let me know. So with having a journal, because I know a lot of people be like, no, I ain't down with writing and all of this other and all of those other things. When going through anything, how important is it to have a journal? Like, what is what would you say the importance of it is?
Mm. It's very important. All the time, I'm a note taker, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that I love journals. Like I just love pretty stuff. So I'm gonna have journals stacked up to here, and I'm gonna write it. Every one of them probably on a different page. But for me, it's a self help journal. So it was in my head. It was my life experiences and what shaped me and what I see shapes the world around us, things that we don't talk about. So everything that has affected me or I've seen affect somebody, I wrote it. And it was kind of discouraging a little bit because I was held up on people's feelings. Like if I say this about me, how somebody else gonna feel?
Mm.
But do I want to help people or be worried about what one or two people have to say? It's my story, and if you wanted a different part, you should have played it.
That part.
That's it. So I did what I had to do. I'm not gonna lie. Like December 30th, I went through a whole breakdown crying because I'm trying to explain to people like, well, I'm writing. I don't want you to be offended. Like I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking about me. Like Dina had to check me. I called Dina crying. Who told you to do that? Did God tell you to get the call of people telling them what you about to do? And he did it. Like it's time to be free from people. Like I'm out here to help people, and I always say it. My testimony is the answer to someone's test because people always need to know. Well, a lot of people that they're not alone on their journey. Like somebody else done been through that. Somebody else then probably had it 10 times harder than you've had it.
Dina says, "Speak, sis."
She knows she be checking me. I'm like, okay, big sister, I heard you.
I'm finna mess with her real quick because the other day me and her had a conversation just about what like I love her to death because she
Yes,
always like if she feels something in her spirit, she's gonna tell you. And so I was just randomly calling her just to get on her nerves like I do once a week. And then she was like, okay, we gotta talk. I said, oh Lord, I feel like I'm going to the dean's office.
check you real fast and send you
I was
on your
like,
way.
you finna take me to the dean's office. She probably gonna say something smart to me about it, but yeah, that's exactly what. But she's the dean of love. Like I don't want nobody to
Yes,
think
it's
she
definitely all out of love. And
she is most definitely the dean of love.
I
But it's good. But I mean, just in your support system, period, it's good to have those type of people in your corner, especially when you're going through a change, especially when you know what I'm saying, you embarking on a brand new journey. You need those people that's gonna be there to let you know, hey, like at the end of the day, you need to check yourself on this. You need to
yes,
stay focused here. You know, it's nice to have those people for you to be accountable with.
that's most definitely the truth because I will say like all you all have been supportive on my journey, like just elevating and focusing on
She
my.
said, "You telling our business? I'm telling on myself." Like,
have been
You the dean of
supportive.
love. It's true.
Yes, but that's definitely the perfect name for the den of love. But even in those moments when you feel weak, like Maxie, she always texts me like, "You're doing a great job," or it's even been reinforcement from you, like, "Keep it up." Like that's like okay, oh yeah. Like even sometimes, like people that have been through my program, like ladies that I feel like they've fallen astray, just reaching out, like I need to come back. Like I need some help. Like it's just reassuring. Like being open and transparent, it helps. Even the other day, like I said, I got a video testimony that woke me up in tears. Like, wait a minute, you talking about me?
Yes,
Yes,
most definitely. They talking
it
about you
helps.
because I mean, you do great work. You do great work, and the kids are our future.
They
So
are.
it's just like we have to break them from. I mean, not only just the bad habits in which they learn from that they learn from their own families, but that they learn from their friends, and for them to have because I see a lot of children that don't have their own identity. They just fall into that ongoing cycle of what everybody else is doing. So by the time they get grown, they just out here.
But you know what? I think a lot of it come. A lot of parents and a lot of family get it twisted because you
Mm-hmm.
think that you in a household that you active and attentive. Just because you provide food and shelter don't mean that you're attentive to the needs of children because
Mm-hmm.
you can be present physically and absent to that kid or to your husband, wife, or whoever, and they feel alone and you're right there. Like you have to be attentive to people's needs. You can't give a lot of times people walk around giving people what they want them to have. In
Right.
reality, I need you to give me what I need. If I need motivation, I need you to motivate me sometime. I don't need you to be talking about, well, I gave you money or something like that. Like, no. Sometimes if we just listen, be quick to listen, slow to speak, we'll understand what people are needing, what our kids are yearning for. Sometimes just because we're parents don't mean we always right. Check yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been checking myself with parenting, even though I work with kids for the last 2 months. Like I probably could have did that better. And it's okay to go back and apologize to your children. Tell them that you don't have the answer. Parenting in life does not come with instruction manuals. And we need to
At
remember
all.
that. Excuse me, my sunk pump going off that went off in my basement.
No, most definitely. But also, I know one important thing that you always do is affirmations.
Yes,
So I know a lot of people be like affirmations. For you, if you want to give advice in reference to affirmations, how important are they? Especially when it comes to you changing and evolving or trying to even break a cycle.
yes. You have to know, even if you don't know who you are in the moment, you have to know who you want to be. So you have to speak things as if they already were. So if you don't
Mm-hmm.
feel beautiful, you got to wake up every day and say, I am beautiful. And you got to work towards feeling that, not just saying it. Because a lot of times we say stuff, I'm happy, but you ain't happy.
Mm-mm.
I'm happy. It's easy. I tell people all the time, in social media, it's the worst. Because you could come on social media and be whoever you want to be for 30 seconds. You could write a post, you could take a picture. I wrote it the other day. Believe it. A lot of people write stuff and they don't believe it. And then other people be hung up on it like, my life is so bad and they just so happy. And it's just a post.
Right.
Believe it. Work on being happy. And if you're not okay, like dig deep, get to the root of it, figure out what the problem is. I'm happy. I'm going to be happy. I'm beautiful. I'm bold. I'm courageous.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Speak to it.
Right.
Speak to what you are daily. It is a work in progress because every day you don't wake up and feel your best, but you got to strive to be your best every day. And those affirmations, they definitely help. I start everybody, man, woman, boy, girl, speak to it. I ask my son walk around every day and he's 6. I was like, how you know that? Because I'm a smart dude. Every day. I'm a smart dude. Okay, son, what are you? I'm a smart dude. He claimed where he gonna be daily
Okay.
and he's 6. And my
Right.
daughter, I tell her the same thing. No, find love within yourself. Don't look to everything that you see online. Like we need to get that out of our head.
Most definitely. I know I was in this networking group the other day on this site, and they was just talking about marketing, and you just never know when you gonna actually like hear a word or when you gonna hear God talking to you. Hey Bree Latrice, thank you so much for joining. And he said, you know, we have, and this is a gentleman that was just talking about marketing. And he said, you have people who every day get up, they say all these affirmations, but then in the morning they saying these affirmations, or at night they saying these affirmations for their life, but then they get up and they live a lie.
Live a lie.
I was like, let me reread my affirmations and make
Check
sure
myself.
I'm doing exactly what it is that I say, because that was just so powerful for me, because it's true. It's a lot of people who go and they have all these affirmations, they saying these affirmations of what they want to be, but they're not doing the work behind it. So I think that would be my main thing. If when you do get your affirmations, you have to not only say them, but then also you have to live those affirmations. And it might not be just, especially if you a person that don't feel like you're beautiful, but you can start doing things to get you to that point.
To get you to that
You know
point.
what I'm saying? Like you can do your hair. You can put on some extra lip gloss. Everybody not big makeup people like I am, but it's just certain things, and you just be, get up in the mirror and be like, you know what, I'm fine as hell today. Hey, Kira,
Readjust your crown daily because sometimes my
thank
business
you.
is called Readjust Your Crown. Sometimes I have to check myself. Oh, Jerry, you need to readjust your crown. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to you miss readjust your crown. It's time that you readjust your crown today because it's falling a little bit. And that's exactly what it means. Like we all gonna go through stuff. Everything gonna happen. Every day is not gonna be a good day. It might tilt a little bit. It might be wobbling up. You might gotta catch it. But you gotta put it back on and readjust it, reset and readjust as many times as you have to. Just don't quit.
And there's nothing wrong with you readjusting someone else's. Most
Yeah.
definitely, it is
And you
nothing
always
wrong with you
gonna have to do it
readjusting somebody
publicly.
else's and
That's
giving
true.
somebody else that empowerment, or even telling. I tell women all the time, "Girl, you fine as
Yes.
hell."
Make
Like,
that day.
listen, you fine as hell. Like, go on, get it. Like, get it. It's nothing wrong with giving other people compliments and giving them that boost.
You will make somebody's day with an encouragement or just telling them like, I love your smile, like you beautiful, your makeup's pretty, I love your outfit. Like we
Mm-hmm.
gotta get to the point where we can encourage somebody else.
Most definitely. Well, Jheri, I just want to thank you again so much for coming on here and giving us these good words. Oh, hold on. Kira said, yes, women. She said, yes, as women, we forget to empower each other. That
I
part. We
definitely
do.
agree.
It's not, people, we not at war with each other.
And the world tends to pin us against each other. You hear that so often,
She said,
but
"It's my girl Kiera. Hey, KK." She said, "It's enough for all of us at the table. It really is.
absolutely.
It's enough money out here for everybody. It's it's enough everything for everybody. It's nothing wrong for us to empower and encourage and keep it moving."
At all, at all. I definitely appreciate you having me on the show today, though.
I
And
do. I love you so much, and I appreciate the things that you done for my babies and just helping them move forward, especially during this pandemic and everything like that. Um, your journal, congratulations so
thank
much.
you so
If
much.
they okay, so if they would that just be available by itself on
Yes,
Okay,
It's
perfect.
available by itself on my website. I'm definitely gonna I'm looking to have it on Amazon as well, so I'll be able to order it from Amazon. So it's definitely gonna be a journal. You don't have to go through the program to purchase the journal. If you want to do the journal and you feel like it's something you want to do by yourself, go for it.
Right.
I'm trying to help any and everybody that need it and want it. And you may not be ready for a one-on-one or a group. You're ready by yourself. We
Well,
real
there,
the
well, there
crowd
you have it.
everywhere.
We have all those nice resources for you. Also, I will be dropping her website links where they can find her in a few right after the show. But Jheri, if you can go ahead and just tell them where they can find you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yes, you can find me at Jheri Bevil on Facebook. I also have the Readjust Your Crown mentoring page. I also have Readjust Your Crown Instagram. And you can also find me at www.readjustyourcrown.org. I had a little bit too many W's in there. But yeah, you can reach me at www.readjustyourcrown.org. If you have any questions, there's definitely a spot there for questions. I'll be glad to get back to you. You can also reach me by phone. Like I'm not one of them people that you can't call. If you're having a crisis, you want to talk about something, you can reach me at 224-538-9287. Call me. I am
Okay,
available.
Jheri, now you
Call
giving out your
me.
phone number, girl.
Yes. But
Well,
you know,
y'all know
seriously.
where to find me on at Rita Norman on Facebook. On Instagram is Rita underscore the Ham Norman, and then also the same on Twitter. But I love you guys. We'll be back the first week, the first Thursday in February. I believe it's the 7th. And y'all have a good night.
Yes. Keep
Bye,
up the great
y'all.
work, Rita.